Brothers and sisters, aloha, this is Tim, and this is my video for readability. I will be talking about font size, case, weight and style, line height, line length, and alignment. Before we start, please note that my illustrator is different than the one that Brother Markham used in his video, so I'm not able to do the things that he was able to do. So first, font. I love fonts. There's so many interesting fonts you can get nowadays. Tons of extremely cool to extremely dull fonts, and it's really creative. But for the sake of designer purposes, it's usually sans serif or serif. So the thing about font sizes is that they differ in size, depending. Right now I'm on Myriad Pro, and I don't even know why it starts at Myriad Pro. I don't even like Myriad Pro. So, such as if we go to Verdana, it becomes larger because it has a larger X height, and it actually becomes longer too. And you can read that. It is at 12-point font. Let's make it a little bigger, see if that does anything. There, so that's Verdana. And if you take close notice, if I change to Calibri, where's Calibri? Calibri is my favorite. It becomes smaller, and the X height becomes smaller. So in web design, you want to make sure that your text isn't too small, so it's frustrating to read, and you also want to make sure it's not too big either, because as a designer, the text, people tend to read across the page and use their peripheral vision and read symbols, not letters. They read words and using their peripheral vision. So if you have big text, then they're not using their peripheral vision. So it's better to use small fonts, but not too small, not at all. So in between, for Calibri, I would say 14-point. That looks about right, 14-point. For Verdana, 12-point works, but perhaps 13. You know what, maybe I should make this a little bigger. Maybe 15. There you go. So, that is uber important to remember that font size should not be big, especially if it is long, and that is one of the worst things that you can do. Next is case. Now, unfortunately, due to this right here, it's very weird, this illustrator. Couldn't figure out how to make everything case like he did in the video, but I'll explain this as best I can. So it is very important that you do not use all in caps and all in uppercase. There should be a division of uppercase and lowercase. There shouldn't be all lower cases, especially because that's just grammatical, grammatist. It's just errors in grammar. So let's see if I can. So the way to explain it is that when you use the division and the use of uppercase and lowercase, you can easily make out words, and it becomes a lot less confusing when you read across and you suddenly see resulting, and using the dot and the point, or the what is it, a period, right? Using that period, you can easily see the resulting, and life is simple. You get $1 million, as simple as that. Next is weight and style. So Weight and style. What does that even mean? Well, weight means bold, and style means if it's italic. Ah, light italic. That's a new one. What's heavy italic? Oh, does it even have a difference? Oh, bold italic. Ugh. Alright, so this whole thing should be. Oh, are you kidding me? Okay. Yeah, I don't like this Illustrator. It confuses me. So when using the weight bold, do not use weight when you have a lot of words. And not just a sentence or two you can have in bold, but definitely not like a whole paragraph, because that can be confusing, and mainly because it differs with legibility. If you put it in bold, and suddenly the spacing and it's called crevices in between the letters and things like that, and it messes with the legibility. So it's best just to leave it regular. But in today, if you want, and many people do this in web design, to just put an important word through, they'll use bold. If it is sans serif, they use bold. If it's serif, then they'll use italic. So it doesn't mess with, the whole serif and the whole professional lies of that. So best just leave it at regular. So the weight and style, the strokes become different when it's bold. Right, so line height and line length. As it was explained in the video, the best thing to do is to have it not super long, not super big. Definitely not like that, that looks really bad. But, why does it keep doing that? Gosh. This thing's so annoying. I do not like this Illustrator whatsoever. Okay, I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna try to free transform it. Oh, I might not be able to. This is come on, come on, come on, come on. Alright, so I'm not gonna be able to do that. So the thing about line height and line width, you don't want it to be really big like that. Again, the font shouldn't be big at all, so you shouldn't make it in any way. But it should be about block size, not square size like that, but ignore the text inside of it. It's just messing with me. It is. So rectangle larger than the square. This is just basically so it makes it easier to read for the reader, and so it's not confusing and all like, oh my gosh, what is this text? I can't read it. Oh, that's right. I forgot to talk about line spacing. Let's talk about that. If I can get this thing back to normal size. Okay, I think I'll stay with that. Let's put it to Calvary. I like Calvary. Oh, Embermouth. I like Embermouth. And yep, that looks about good. Oh, 16.5. What is this? Okay, so now let's talk about line spacing. Oh, then again, can I even do it with this? Oh, gosh, this is so confusing, this Illustrator. alignment. I'm pretty sure I can do alignment. So, in alignment, we have 3 in Adobe Illustrator C6, I'm pretty sure. There's, whoa, ho, ho. Where is you going? Alright, so, basically bottom line of all web design, keep away from this left thingy. That's just uber confusing. Even for my whole life, I never even saw the point in this. The center alignment should be used for just one phrase or two, sentence or two. Definitely not in long portions. So mostly just keep to this face to the right. And I think that's about it. I'm just going to talk about line spacing. You don't want to have the text too close so that the reader, see, this is just a little bit of text, so it doesn't demonstrate it very well. But in a lot of cases, especially when I'm reading, I tend to read the same line over again, and that's frustrating, I gotta say. So you want to make sure it's not too close, but it's not also very far apart, because then it makes the reader you make it seem like it's different altogether. So just have it in Word it's double spaced. I don't know how it works in Illustrator yet. I still gotta figure this thing out. So those are the concepts of readability. Hopefully that helped